That belongs in a museum.
A ton of ways to stack its damage. There also is safe routes, though. You can go very conservative, try to remove the entire board.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Snail play Frothing Berserker there. Just get it up to 1,000,000 power before that attack.
Yeah, this is really strange that he's attacking first, because even if he's playing just the Armor Smith and not the Frothing, even in that case it would be better to play the minion first, right?
I think so, but either way, he's only missing out on a few stats from his 3-drop if that's what he decides to go with. He is working with perfect information now, having popped the secret, so no need to worry about that being avenged or anything like that anymore.
Yep, I guess he's just gonna go for the arm. Oh, he is playing the Frothing.
Okay.
Is there an upside to this, like not getting those attack buffs?
Big game hunter.
But I think SkyHigh's deck has pretty much been seen, so there's no big game coming up. But in any case, this Frothing is looking like it's going to get a lot of work done.
Well, there is a punish, I believe, on this. Because he didn't use Whirlwind,
oh, right, yeah.
the Keeper of Voldemort allows us to be able to trade into
You
it.
can actually trade into it here.
Oh no, and all of a sudden, Snail had an opportunity to potentially just run away with the Frothing doing major damage.
Yep, this is really the reason that you kill off the Ruby Egg and just give them the 4/4 in a lot of cases. Now it's going to get value twice.
15!
Abomination.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean,
That is certainly one way to describe that play.
A stable ghoul, if it were to evolve, could probably be an abomination as it's
well with those roots, and it allows Snail to have a damaged minion on the board to help out with the battle rage.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And I think that might be like something that helps SkyHigh, because in the end, maybe he feels like he doesn't have the guarantee of getting a ton of damage in, because the patron will be looking to be much more aggressive than a control warrior who's usually taking a very defensive approach early on.
This is a super...
That was... What do you think, Reynad?
I think it's a terrible play, Savjz. That's what I think. I think he had the option to play either Shredder or Despite, 2 4-drops that are very clunky that he wants to develop as early as possible, and he opted to play the Unstable Ghoul instead, trying to get 2 cards off of Acolyte, which makes him vulnerable to Keeper of the Grove, right after SkyHigh just drew 2 cards.
No, I'm also extremely surprised by this, because he did have a good way to clear that Lord there, and the way I look at it is that if you have a Deathspite for turn 4, you need to have a really, really good reason not to play it, and I don't think the reason was good enough in this.
Can't remove it very easily. It's not immune to that. The reason why Pilot Shredder is just so difficult to deal with is that after it dies, it still actually do stuff as well. And Snail,
I don't know what's going on.
Snail's pushing in for the Acolyte. I think he was maybe trying to draw for an execute, but still, this is one of these things where it's very confusing to see what Snail's trying to do, because now he feeds the Sludge Belcher directly into an easy trade and gives free development for Al SkyHigh.
I mean, he had the opportunity there to develop a Despite, draw 2 cards, clear a minion off of SkyHigh's board.
Yeah, I think in the end, what you start doing is what I was mentioning before. You start questioning everything. You start thinking, this is probably the real line of play that first comes to my mind. But you start thinking, well, that's what I thought last time, and I kind of sabotaged myself. Should I be thinking of something else? And because you overthink it, you might end up costing yourself some really golden opportunities. Because like you said, these cards are still stuck in Snail's hand. He's coming up on even more awkward turns.
Yeah, that Deathspite really, it's such a powerful card. It kills 2 minions, the board is just getting worse and worse. And not only that, but he also has the Dread Corsair. I can't help feeling that the Deathspite should be on the board instead of the hand right now. But also the Spider Shredders, like, he had the option to play a Shredder on turn 4, and it's just, he didn't do it. The Shredder is at its best when you play it on an early turn, to get those efficient trades. Okay, finally the Deathspite is getting played. Let's see if it's too late.
I believe World Champion Oskaka was once saying, if you're not playing Deathspite on turn 4, you're doing it wrong. I'm not sure if it's a rule of things. I also like that really subtle move from SkyHigh. He chose not to attack into the 1-2 in case his opponent had some Whirlwind opportunities to really like shut the board down. And he didn't want to weaken it because he knew that the 1-2 still had to go through the taunt.
Yeah, Snail still has a way to kind of try to catch up on the board here. Could have played an Armor Smith, an Inner Rage on his Slime, traded into the Lord, developed Dread Corsair. But once again, he's just going to let the Druid continue developing that board, and I really think this is just going to make him fall too far behind.
He's playing it so slow with those cards, like really trying to maximize the value.
Slow is a word for it.
Yeah, I think slow definitely is the correct word. I think it's just a different mindset. He's playing as if he still has cards like, you said the big game hunter to end it.
Draws for 1. He's just going to use 1 Force of Nature to clear off the Gromp, it seems.
This is pretty reasonable as well, because Force of Nature number 2 is hard to usually use in one turn, so just get the damage out successfully.
Very good sequencing there, killing those first, getting that one damage on the tree, and it's not a big deal, but still something that shows that he really knows what he's doing.
Snail is still alive though if he plays Boom and Hero Power, at least from what he sees. If his opponent has another way to innervate a single damage out, then it is pretty relevant. So we'll see if this can make a comeback. Otherwise, Sky High has to play once again around some removal pieces.
Yep, Sky High's threatening of combo is keeping Snail from developing and dropping Berserker here.
He's just going for it. Makes sense too, because he has Swipe in the hand, so he can just direct damage it next turn, saying, I'm going to put you on check, and if you can't answer, then I win.
Yeah, it's a really heads-up play from Sky High, and he does it without hesitation. It's a really impressive play, to be honest, because he's aware that, you know, both Armor Smiths can play,
exactly.
right? So there aren't too many other common armor sources in the Patron deck. He doesn't play things like Shield Block or Shield Maiden or Justicar that we see in other Warrior decks.
Yeah, in case that the Armor Smiths were not played, that might have been a little bit questionable, because there was that chance that Snail could have healed himself outside of the swipe range in combination with that hero power, but now that there is no Armor Smith or anything like that, it looks like this series is over. Sky High is going to take it with that swipe.
Yeah, great series play from Sky High. Snail definitely not going his way, but it's not over for him either. However, we do have a winner in Group B. The player who took down his hero and now taking down the Tavern hero. Sky High is going to be advancing to the top 4 alongside Nuz.
Yeah, really commanding performance from Sky High. Just really comfortable with his deck, solid play throughout, and yeah, a definitely deserved victory there.
Yeah, I think so too. Snail may be a little bit shaky on that Patron. At